Okay, I think I'm live. Let me move to where I can see the comments. Uh, Tracy just texted me to check to see if I was ready, and I was just already ready, but waiting until the right time to go live. I know we said 3 o'clock, so I got the resin kit right here. Uh, and I'm sitting in my rollator because I'm on this side of the table. Over out of the reach is where my easel is. I didn't move it. My hair is getting in my way. I thought about putting it in a braid, but it was a little hard. It's not so easy to get hold of my braids like that. But I've got my uh, things. If I roll you down, got that. Um, and so what I'll do is I'll just wait a few minutes for everybody to get in here. If there's anybody going to be getting in here, hopefully more than just Tracy. But if not, that is the way it is, and people can watch on the replay. And so this is the kit. I have to unbox it. It'll have all that I need to make it, even though I did buy some. And on this, I bought a piece of, I tore a piece of paper off from, I had left over from the graph paper. So I can actually see the lines that I marked right here. Because it's hard to see that marking, that line on these. But this is the largest cup I have for this, and I poured water into these things to test. Now, my other nieces, Ella and Josie, not Natalie, are being picked up by Mom today, and so they might be here. So they're not going to hijack my video like Natalie did. I don't think. Cross my fingers. Anyway, let me see what time it is. It is got a couple more minutes, and I hear them coming in the door. That's why I said I don't think they'll hijack my video. But anyway, I'm live right now, and getting started. In 3 minutes, I'll be unpacking this thing. And I hear them out in the hallway coming into the room. Mom got me some mail that I'll look at later from my SSI probably, or my state Medicaid, or even food stamps. I don't know which, but it looks official. But I'll look at that afterwards. And so anyway, I'm getting ready here. Maybe I should just go ahead and get started. Okay, now this here is one of the colorants. I think it's glittery. I don't really want to use the glittery one. I should have got my trash can, and I think I'm going to go do that. I'm going to go get my trash can. Be right back. Okay, got my trash can. Gonna have a lot of stuff to do out of this box. So these right here are, let me open it up to see. I don't want glitter in this tulips, so I'm probably not going to use these right now, but I'm going to try to figure out how to open it. They're not always so easy for me to open. These are adult proof. So they're like this, and you probably, I think they have like lid that comes off. It is glitter. I'm not going to open any more of them. Make sure that's tight on there. I do not like glitter. Glitter in some might be okay though, but for what I'm doing for my sister Callie, I don't want glitter. I'm going to just set this up here out of my way. And the mica powders, luckily they're in bags. And I do have a spoon to add some mica powders, and I might do that. But let's see what mica powders we got. There's a pink, there's a red, silver, gold, bronze, more glitter, more glitter. Ooh. Well, glittery silver, glittery gold, and glittery bronze, purple, black, orange, yellow, another pink, looks iridescent, another purple. This pink I like better than this one. And green, I want the white. Now, this might be used with the, also they'll have some alcohol inks in there, and I might use them with the alcohol inks. I've got little cups for the colorants, 2 of them, because I'm doing 3 colors, and some will keep in this. This is the blowtorch I bought, but I forgot to buy the butane gas, so it's empty. And got alcohol, rubbing alcohol. Had just a little bit left, thank goodness. Enough to get rid of them bubbles. And these are where these tulip things are. These are the molds to the tulips. I might have mentioned that already. Let's see. Still no comments. Anyway, I'm putting these back in here to get it out of my way. As I unload this box, I'm going to keep the box to store this stuff in, because I got some other molds that are got some cute little animals on them, and I don't remember if they're mice or they're something else that's cute, but they're bigger, and they would take a whole cup with it. So now these here is the pump that came with the set, and might keep that bag and go ahead and get the pump going. Maybe put this in the pump. Oh, there we go. Go ahead and get this. There's an end here, right here, that's got a little notch. I think that goes for the bottom. Get this in there. Okay. Oh wait. There's a notch on each end. Okay. There. That went better. And we have some pipettes, which I need to open. I don't know. We'll see if I need to use a pipette or not. Pipette. And pulp into there. I don't know. I'm going to put this in the extra. I bought extra cups, but I bought the same size apparently, and I need to look for some larger ones if I'm going to make more than a small batch. And this is 1-to-1, so it should be pretty easy to do. And I don't know if you can, you can see where I was putting that. This is just to protect the other stuff from the main thing. More little stirring sticks. More stirring sticks. These are some little sets of these things for pouring, and I can bend this, so I'm probably not going to use these today, but they're good to have. I'm going to put that down there. And I already had some of these, but these are nice to have. This is to stir it with. It's a silicone stirring thing. There's 2 of them that comes in this kit. I got this kit on Amazon. They have where you can get a gallon, half a gallon each, or less than half a gallon each, like 20.4 of a gallon each, where it's a half gallon, or if you can even get like a gallon each, where it's 2 gallon. I chose the half a gallon each. And tablecloths, which I don't have going on right now, and because I'm opening this up, but I might use it later in the future. Another one of these. I'm just going to scissor it. And I don't need both of these for when I just need one to stir with. And these are the cups that came with it. And the gloves in it. I'm going to get 2 out for me to use. And then I'm going to move this box a little bit. Some tweezers. I don't know what to do with the tweezers. Maybe as if you're putting things inside it. Yeah, I found some seashells of mine too when I was looking for the rubbing alcohol. Might put some seashells in resin in the future, but not today. Something here. A little squeegee thing. I guess to clean up your mess. Squeegee thing. Okay, this has one of those. That can come in handy, I guess. And I'm going to stick it behind the bouton. My hair keeps getting in my way. These are little spoons for the powder. I'm going to stick the powder up. Try to get them to fall downwards. Get that back up. Some of these are hard to find the area where you need to pull it apart, and I'm seriously thinking about grabbing the scissors. You can hear my nieces talking. They haven't come down this way. Okay, I'm gonna... There we go. That's easier. My fingers are not always the steadiest. Might need 3 of these. You can probably wash them afterwards. I'm recommending to wash them anytime you put your things in mica. My hair's getting in my eyes. Now for the... Whoops. Okay. Gonna make another sound when I crack the plastic around these things. Another squeegee. Oh! I didn't think it had instructions. I didn't unpack the whole box, so I didn't think it had instructions, but it's got instructions. Before pouring the resin into the mold or object surface, the mixture resin stand for about 5 minutes. I guess that's after you mix them for 1 to 1. I guess that's to help remove some of the bubbles. It takes about the average working time. I know that these are supposed to cure for 24 hours, but they harden in 8 hours. So I'll have to time it after I get this done. And let me go ahead and mix up. Open this here. And this is half a gallon, crystal clear, self-leveling, easy mix, 1 to 1. It doesn't say if it's part A or part B. It's blue on the front. I don't know if it's part A or part B. I guess it don't matter because it's 1 to 1. Hardener. This is the hardener. And that's the epoxy resin. And this is the hardener. Now, from this point on, I'm going to push this down in my trash bag. Okay, now I'm going to open these alcohol inks that are in here. They're in little tubes. So I'm going to look for the pink. Might take a bit. That one was green. That one looks red. This one is a pink. That one, peach. Purple. They're falling down in here. Well, there's my white. So these are probably the three I'm going to use. Let's see what this one is. No, that's the peach. Okay. That's that with those. And we'll set this part aside. I'm going to get this off of here before I go any further. There we go. Some of these were easy to open like that. Now, I'm going to put that back there. And I'm going to move your camera down after I put my gloves on. These gloves are huge. I think I'm going to have to use my regular gloves next time. They're big on my hand. They're big on my hand. I was expecting that, yes. Okay, just protect yourself from resin. Because next what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here and I'm going to get this off. My goodness. How? I don't want that there. I didn't really think about that. Okay. There we go. We got that pump ready. And I need something. I got one back here. It's good to get that activated. Moving you down. I'm a klutz. I'm going to put that over here. I'm definitely a klutz. Slowly pull this out of here. And I'm going to put that back there. Clean my gloves off a little. Put this pump in here. Get it ready. Okay. Now, I'm going to use this behind here so I can see what I'm getting, where I'm going. I'm going to hold this right here. Can you see that? And I'm going to move this just a little. Put it where I can see it. There we go. Well, this is very slow pouring into here. I'm afraid of putting it too much in it. That's why I'm not just simply pouring it in here. Because this is my first time doing it and I don't want to overfill. And I'm not, just using one of these to save. So this is why it takes so long, I guess, is to pump this in here. I'm slowly filling it up. You can't really tell from here. The camera might not be picking up how full I have it or not. I'm going to have to leave this pump in here. I'll just have to close it off. This is kind of hard to push. It's very thick. I have probably several more pumps to go. It's gonna wear me out just pumping this in here. It's probably just adding air bubbles just by pumping it. And then stirring it. I think I'm going to do one more pump. Okay. Oh no. Set that down there. Okay, clean that off. Yeah, that's still good. Do the same with the other one. Let's switch them. These are being thrown away. There's no way I'm taking those pumps out of there. It's going to be a sticky mess if I do. Clean that off with my little paper towel. And okay, turn this where I can see that line. Oh, there. I'm doing this trick again just so I can see the line. And this is just as hard to pump. It does take 8 hours to set, so I'm not worried about it setting on me before I can even stir it. And it's the kind of epoxy resin that just time. Now, I did see a curing machine that is a decent price that I could get and hook up to my little power outlet down over here. That would make it easier to debubble. I mean, after you get the alcohol out, it'd be easier to get the air bubbles out of the resin. I'm getting there. I do 4 at the 4 millimeter, whatever ounces, and the 4/8. The 8 mark would be where the equal part would be. I'm getting there. And soon I'll be stirring. But I'm giving myself a workout here. Oh, gonna be worn out. But it'll be worth it. I'm making these tulips are going to be a birthday present for my sister. That means I'm not sharing this to where she could see it. Now, one more. And then this one is going to go right here. I might have to clean up my mess. Take it down, let it stop, bring it around. Okay, clean off my table. Clean off the resin thing. There, these, I'm going to put them back in the box after I'm done. I don't need that no more. I'm going to need this. It said for 4 minutes. Going to move you up. Only, well, apparently that didn't work. I think you can see. Okay. This is very thick. Stir for 4 minutes. I think is what I read. Darn. Okay, I'll put that back on. Starting the timer. Put my glove back on. My phone won't let me open it unless my fingerprint is there. What I'm doing is I'm scraping the bottom and I'm scraping the sides and going back to the center and coming around in a circle and repeat continuously. And that's what I'm doing. My nose. Okay. Springtime is hard on my allergies, even if I don't have a sore throat or coughing. It's just allergies from my sinuses and nothing else, nowhere else, just my sinuses. And my hair, I don't want to get it in the way. But it did, I mean, I can understand why this will take 4 minutes to stir, because making sure you got it well mixed, because it's very, very thick. Very, very thick. Set those up. It wants you to go. It don't want you to stir too quickly. The more faster you stir, the more bubbles you put into it. And since I don't have a way of removing tiny bubbles, which is what is I can see tiny bubbles in this stuff, then and I don't have a machine to remove all them tiny bubbles. I guess the important thing, once it's colored, you might not see the tiny bubbles, but you probably would see bigger bubbles. So, but rubbing alcohol helped remove that. So would a flame, but I didn't get the gas. I got the tool, but not the gas that you need to use with it. So since this takes 8 hours to harden, I'm not worried about it hardening on me before I'm ready to pour it. I do have a air purifier that'll help with the toxic fumes. That's one of the reasons I didn't try when my sister got me a smaller kit a long time ago. That's somewhere in the bin. Lots of things got put to the den. The den is a little dangerous for me to get into, but there's lots of things in the den still, even after we got back to the house the summer of 24 when Daddy passed away. We had the house floor redone and stuff, and it took several months for it to get finished and back ready to be used. And I'm just going to keep on stirring. Make sure it's well mixed. Make sure the hardener is mixed with the epoxy to allow it to have that chemical reaction. Now this, from what I've learned and looking at people making videos, I do know it does get hot. There are some people... Okay. I'm going to take my glove off, decide to stop off. Now that I've got it going, I'm going to take a couple more stirs, and then I'm going to go ahead and get it going into these little cups. Wipe that off really good. And get it into this little cup here. Woo! Okay. And into here. Now, hopefully you can see all that. I know I moved this thing on you. I suppose I should go clean this up afterwards. But it's silicone, so it should clean off of it easy. Put that down there. Okay. I want to be more pink. So, really? Okay. Get my towel. I think they have something blocking it. Oh. Scissors! Come here, scissors! You are needed. Because uh-oh. That went to the floor. Okay, that's enough of that. There's not very much alcohol ink. If you invest in one of these kits and you like doing this, you probably want to invest in more colorants. They do have some paste colorants available, which I've not invested in. And anyway, I'm trying to... Oh, that went to the floor. I'm definitely going to have to get that cleaned up. Okay, this one here. I'm going to put the lid back on it. Back into that box. And this red. Okay, Sharon. Good. Not really good. Gonna have to pick up my scissors. I had to. Now, don't drop on fall. Don't fumble the scissors. Don't squirt. Don't squirt. Don't know where that went, but it didn't go into the trash can. Maybe Roomba will vacuum it up. Okay. Back in there. Now for the powders. The problem I open one of these when you're in the process of doing this powder in my face, yikes, is basically that, number one, it'll come at you. And number two, you can't grip it so easy because by the point that you get to here, your fingers are sticky. So anyway, pink. I did the darker pink thing last, and I did the one first, and the bigger one. I'm going to go ahead and use this one in this one. I'm just using one scoopy. I can clean it off, hopefully. I think I need more of this color. There we go. Get this closed good. Get out of my way. Last one, and then I'm going to start stirring them. And then I'm going to start pouring them. I'm going to start with the darker one first to go down in the bottom. But there's one other thing that I'm going to do that the directions probably don't tell you to do. That's all I want for that one. I use more than that because I have more in there. There is a trick to get this stuff thicker that I learned online. And we need 1 drop of clear glue, another drop of clear glue, and then maybe 2 drops. I did 3. I hope that's not too much. You don't want to use too much. But this can be, I'm going to wipe that off. I might be a little OCD about that, but it's my table. I don't have a tablecloth there. Start with one of these things and go in here into this. Get this going good. This prevents the colorants to mix together. It keeps them from mixing too badly. And there is another trick that I've learned from watching a certain person's video. And that is when you might have fear, you might have air bubbles stuck, you can force it. Well, number one, I didn't put rubbing alcohol on the inside yet. Try not to make a messy mess on my table. These will not be ready to unmold until tomorrow. Okay. Sharon, you're not allowed to scratch your finger. No scratching finger. No scratching finger. Get this one stirred. I'm not stirring and mixing the color until I get to it because of the glue. Because looks like snot. But that's because I put glue in the resin. So what you can do with these things is do that, make a giant mess. I made a giant mess. I should have brought my I didn't do the other things. Like, I got that on there. I guess I should have put it, squeeze it like that. Squeeze it like that. And picking them up to squeeze it. To make sure it's, get all the little pockets inside. I almost fear I might have, maybe adding to the thing. I might have to add resin stuck to my messy. I should have took time to move some of this stuff and basically unbox, squeezing all of these. Okay, now let's see, where did I bend it? Some of these tulips are bigger than some of the others. Saving some for the white. I should have gotten back up. I might go get something out if I don't have these all finished. If I have leftover resin, I've got one thing that I can feel. And stirring this one up. Next time I'm going to use 3 of these and just pour the resin equally as I can. Maybe not. Maybe I'll get the hang of the other one, the bigger one, being used. I know that they had it in mind for those small ones, but with adding glue to it, I think it's just as good to do it this way. This one needs a little touch. Right on top. Right there. I will come back later if I don't get it all filled. I want to do a trick that I do with soap, because I don't have a pressure pot to set this in that would cause it to go a bubbling when it starts heating up, because I'm pouring it without it heating up. Some people let it heat up before they pour it.
Right now it's 3:38.
I might have to clean this off after 8 hours before unmolding it tomorrow after 24 hours. I might not do that trick. There. Did that one. That's a tester one to see if that makes a difference. Well, I will have leftover resin, but not leftover white. When these harden, I'm going to have to do a little cleanup on this table. That'll be what the scrapey thing will be for. Okay. Into the thing. Oh, red for a couple of them that are not topped off. Okay. Now, I found that this resin mold sticks to this table. Okay, excuse me while I go take my gloves off. I'll put them back on when I come back. I'm trying not to get resin on me. Be right back. I'm going to get one more mold. That's smaller. Bunny rabbit one. I didn't order the bunny rabbit, I don't think. It'll look like a peep. This bunny rabbit will look like a peep. Okay. Put my glove back on. Sticking this glove back on. And just go ahead and see if that'll help it go into the tapping down where the ears are. I don't know if it'll fill it up. If it don't, the next time I do something, I'll pour the leftover into these. If I can get all of the red into one, then that will be good. I do need to I do not think it's going to get all in there. I'll get my spoon to dip it out of one of them so I have one turn mold tomorrow. How do they wipe that down this easily? These are some cups that Daddy had to wash his mouth out with. That wasn't good. I'll get it later. I'm just going to wipe this out. Making a mess. Making a mess. I should have done the spoon. Okay, I do need to get the spoon. I need to get the spoon. I need to get a scrapey too. Yeah, that scrapey's not going to work. This spoon here. Should have just poured it in one. Next time I'll know, do one at a time when it's a leftover. It might not be full enough, but it will be full enough for me to go ahead and unmold it. Get the ear. Get it out of the ear. Okay. I'm gonna try not to knock anything over. Get that resin off my table. Okay, that's as good as it's going to get. Okay, I'm going to take my gloves off for this part because I don't want to. Bubble removal. Clean up. Yes, I'm going to I shouldn't be doing that. I'm getting resin on my hands. But I wanted to clean the table before I go too far. Ah! Ah! Oh, I should have. Ah! It's... Ah! Stay there! Okay. Yeah, I took my gloves off too soon. Okay, I'm just gonna not worry about that. Okay, so next time, lesson learned is next time what I need to do is find some kind of box to put these in to prevent me from spilling this stuff all over my table. And I guess I'm going to have to try to clean it off of my table. And I'm going to need to go and clean this up and just let it sit here and let it cure. I received my 18 by 24 size watercolor painting papers, individually wrapped, of course. And I'm going to need to, these need to be cleaned. These I did not use, so I'm going to put them back in that thing. Trying not to knock it over. I got more gloves. I need to take my scissors, get them cleaned too. But anyway, so my computer might be a little frozen. There we go. So I'm going to say bye now, and I will be back tomorrow at, let's see, probably around 4 o'clock is when I'll try to unmold these. 4 o'clock, 24 hours from now. So, bye now. Hope you enjoyed.